Okay, so the second one is probably one that would probably show up in any of my lists. I've loved the song since I was a little kid. It brings comfort to me. Um,
Mm.
it's it's one of these songs that'll make me cry, but not because I'm sad, but because it's one of those, it just overwhelms me with happiness and it brings peace to me. And that's a Lovely Day by Bill Withers.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Fantastic singer, man. Smooth voice, amazing voice. He
Hmm.
literally tells stories. It's like he sings, but he's talking to you at the exact same time, you know. And I don't know any other artist that can do that, that can talk to you while they're singing. And um, I think to this day he still holds the record for like the longest, held note or sustained note. I think it was like 18 to 20 seconds or something like that. Um, he wrote this song with a guy named Skip. I can't remember his last name though.
Skip Scarborough.
Scarborough, okay, yeah. And I know he's written stuff for Anita Baker, Earth, Wind and Fire, LTD. He's been around. He's
Oh,
done a lot
yeah.
of great work for a lot of great artists,
Sure
and this
has.
is one of them. I love this song, man. It like I said, it touches me in a way that no other song has ever touched me. It just brings a calming peace to me. Um, like you can be having the worst day possible, and you put that record on, and Bill Weathers is there reminding you, like, hey, it's still a lovely day. You're still above ground. And it's also another song that just kind of it. What's the word I'm looking for? It just like I said, it's very calming. It's just a reminder of all the good things that you do have going on in your life, and how it's a beautiful day. This record has been sampled to death, as
Yes.
most of his work has been sampled. Kurt Franklin has a record out there that came out about 20 years later, and I actually like that version too. But yeah, Lovely Day by Bill Weathers. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's easy. That might be my favorite song of all time. Now that I'm talking about it.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting that that moves you as emotionally as it does.
but
That's
it's
a.
like in a happy way though. It's not like
Oh, I
sad or
know. I'm with you.
depressing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah,
yeah.
it really is a heck of a song. And you'll all kill me for this one, but on the Bodyguard soundtrack,
Mhm.
there's a version of it by a group called the Soul System with Michelle Visage that was
Yeah,
produced by
I
Colin
think I remember
Corbillis.
that. Yeah.
I don't hate it. I thought I would. I was expecting to. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's okay. I don't hate
it's
it either,
it's
but
kind of a different thing,
yeah.
but you could tell that Michelle was into it. She wasn't phoning it in. Like
Yeah.
she was involved with it. So I'll give it that all day long. But of
Yeah.
course, I mean, nothing is going to top Bill Withers' version of that song. It just
And I think like Ray Parker Jr. was in that. He did guitar or something like that. And
yes,
then
he
there was like
did.
Ralph McDonald.
He did the percussion. Yeah,
And he's worked with Bill several times, I think. They have a song together, I think that came out back in the early 80s. They have,
just the two of us.
was that I thought that was Grover Washington.
It is, but the song
Okay.
Grover didn't write it. It was
Okay, I
Grover
got you.
Washington featuring Bill Withers for sure.
Okay,
But yeah,
I
the
got you.
Ralph was one of the writers of the
Okay,
tune.
yeah, he's worked with Bill several times, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what was
So
also really cool is that Bill Withers always had this very strong sense of self. Like
yeah,
he kept a full-time job. Like music was not his job. And when the
yeah,
hits stopped coming, he just went back to his job. Like
yeah.
he was so like real. Like it he didn't get caught up in the trappings of celebrity. He didn't care about that. He was just
Yeah,
trying to make music
and you know what's funny? There's not a whole lot of interviews out there of him. He doesn't do a
because he
lot of
didn't care to
interviews.
do them. Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't his thing. He wasn't on a star trip ever. He
yeah.
just made music. He was just trying to make music, and that's all that he cared about. He didn't need to do a million interviews. He just, yeah,
And he was so influential, man. Like, Blackstreet,
yeah.
Biggie, that's that's grandma's
Grandma's
hand. You know what I
hands.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Use Me Up. UGK sampled that. Um, just the two of us. Will Smith did a version of that became a big hit in the late 90s.
Yeah,
Bill
we
Weathers,
all
man, highly influential.
we all make
Would you say?
mistakes.
What was that? Will Smith? You talking about Will Smith?
Yeah, yeah, that. It's
Oh
just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
no,
definitely.
man, just no. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, no, Will,
But
no.
he dedicated to his son, so I give him that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's cute, it's adorable, but no,
Yeah. But you
just
know, and
no.
then even his sound, Anthony Hamilton, Aloe Black, people like that have emulated his sound.
Aloe Black, you went there. Okay, let me find
Yeah,
out.
you don't think so?
Oh yeah, I do think so. For sure I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then there's
hard to ignore.
Yeah, and Anthony Hamilton, he has like a more like a less polished version of Bill, but it's
A
definitely there.
darker version. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
you can definitely see it there. The influence is easily there.
Oh yeah,
So
but
yeah, Bill Withers,
Dude, Aloe
what
Black
you say?
is Bill Withers, okay? Like it's the same thing. They sing with the exact same accent. It's so fun. Like, and he's wearing the influence, honestly. He's not trying to
Yeah.
bite. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
like
very
I'm the Man is like Bill Withers in like 2014, basically.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
actually in a future slept on, I have one of Aloe Black's songs coming that just got completely ignored, and I don't know why. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. And I'm gonna
Is it
tell
on
you
the
all
barbershop?
about yourselves coming, huh?
Is it on the Barbershop 3 soundtrack by any chance?
No, no,
Okay.
it's not that.
You know what I'm talking about though?
It's just yeah,
Okay. All
coming
right.
soon.
Yeah. And I
So
like Aloe Black, by the way. I like his music.
I do too. Yeah, he's good. There's a lot of
Yeah.
really, really good. I Need a Dollar. I
Yeah.
like. Yeah, there's something there if y'all would just pay attention. Um, but that's it happens. I've done it too. We're all guilty.
Yeah.
So okay, so excellent. So your picks are fire, bro. Um, and I can't compete. Okay, so my second one. This is where things get a little, where they could move a little.
Okay.
Um, I don't know that I've ever heard a more elegant heartbreak in my life. Love songs are a dime a dozen. There's
Oh
many of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Um, there's many ways to say I love you, many ways to say I'm breaking up with you. It's over. Oh my gosh, my life is over, la la la.
Yeah.
But there are certain songs that really resonate, and this one really resonates. So this particular artist was involved with Rick James probably the
Mm.
whole time. They always had a thing for each other. It was obvious. Um,
Yeah.
when you saw them perform Fire and Desire, they were living it every time they did it.
Yeah.
Um, and then pretty much the beginning of her career is due to Rick. She was on the shelf. They'd
Hmm.
signed her. Motown had signed her, but they didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
But Rick knew. Rick knew exactly what to do. And he wrote, this is how talented Rick James is. Let's be clear here. Like Rick James was not just Mr. Super Freak, Mr. Drug User. He was a talented musician. And
Oh, absolutely.
Rick wrote a bunch of tunes the way that she would write. He wrote for her, like Deja Vu, I've Been Here Before.
Yeah.
That's such a Tina Marie title, right? But he wrote for her and helped her to create Wild and Peaceful,
Yeah.
which got everybody's attention. I'm just a sucker for your love. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. It got everybody's attention and it was brilliant. And he's responsible for really all of it. I think there's
Yeah.
one tune that she co-wrote, but other than that, it's all him really.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant. It's a brilliant album. Um, and from that point forward, like he was always kind of there. And she created amazing records on Motown. I really struggled because I kind of wanted another one of hers too. But then as soon as I thought of this one, there could be no other way, really.
Yeah.
So she created a couple of other records, three other records for them, and then left because they weren't releasing her material and she wasn't feeling it. So she took off. And there's
Yeah.
actually the Brockert Initiative is actually now on the books to keep record labels from holding onto artists without releasing their work.
Yeah.
Um, so she
That needed to
left and
happen.
she goes, what's that? I'm sorry.
That needed to happen.
It did. It absolutely did, because she was not the first to go through that. But
Yeah.
then she leaves and she goes to Epic.
Hmm.
The jury is out on whether or not this was a good idea, but she did. Um, to my way of thinking, she never should have left Motown. Although I don't know that she had much of a choice, but
Yeah.
she was better off there. They knew what to do with her. By the time she gets to Epic, they have no clue. Um, and she releases the Robbery record, which is a great record. It's a really,
Hmm.
really good. It's not It Must Be Magic, but it's a great record. It Must Be Magic's
Okay.
my favorite Tina Marie record ever.
Okay.
Although Irons in the Fire is awfully close. Her best work's on Motown, to me anyway.
Yeah.
Until you get to Casanova Brown. At that point, she's done other songs that have been awfully close because she's amazing. She was amazing. She is
Right.
amazing. Few write a better lyric than Tina Marie. Um, and when she's trying to convey heartbreak, she does it in the most poetic, beautiful way. Um, what is it? Act 2, Scene 5. It's my command performance. My name is clairvoyance, and it's all too deep. Just only Tina Marie can do this, you
Yeah.
know. I was the one who said, tune in tomorrow. I love to the bone marrow, even when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And who are you to say what he does when I'm not around just because I fell in love with Casanova Brown? What a brilliant lyric. And there's so many just money lines in that song. But none of it works if she doesn't sound the way she does, if she doesn't
Yeah.
have that voice. And the very end of it where she's just scatting. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. It's just complete and utter defeat. Like, it's over. It's over. Enough already.
That's the perfect description for that.
It is. I've been in that relationship. I know how that feels when you're just
Yeah.
fighting and you're doing everything you can, and you can't have it, and you got to throw in the towel. And
Yeah.
she even says it, like, throwing down my love was just about all I could do. Wasn't I the one
Yeah.
who said, I'll have my cake and eat it too? Just couldn't wait any longer. You pushed till I was through. I have lived it. A
Yeah.
lot of us have. We know how it feels. And by the end of it, she knows it's over. Um, it's giving me chills to think about it because it's just such a well written song and so well performed and well produced. And Paul Reiser does an incredible arrangement on it, who oddly enough did most of his best work on Motown. He was
Yeah.
Motown's chief arranger over there. So
Yeah.
brilliant work. Um, and the tasteful guitar accompaniment, and nothing
Oh
gets in
man.
the way. It's all so well balanced, and there's just this big hole that she fits into. And when the
Yeah.
orchestra swells, it does, but it doesn't get in her way, and she fights with it because it's the right thing for the lyric. And it's a masterclass in production, and it's all her. She produced it.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant, brilliant record. Just a brilliant record, a brilliant song, and a brilliant vocal. Yeah.
That's an interesting choice. I'm not sure I would ever, but it's a good song though. But yeah, yeah, it's not a song that I've really listened to a lot. Um, so I wasn't, I didn't think you'd probably have that one on your list. That's not one that would come to mind, but
I
that
know.
is a good song though. You can't go wrong with Tina Marie. Great, one of the greatest voices ever. She was amazing. She mostly stuck to her roots, R&B, funk. She kind of went astray for a little bit there in the mid '80s, with Loverboy, and then she did a song on the Goonies
Or
soundtrack.
Lover Girl. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you
Lover
meant.
Girl. My bad, Lover Girl.
No, you're
She and
fine.
she kind of, and then she did a song on the Goonies soundtrack that was kind of, but we got her back though. We got her back. So
It's terrible. That is such a
I was I was
misfire.
I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice, but yeah.
No, don't be. Just call it like it is. We all make mistakes. She's not perfect. But it was the
Oh man.
one misstep she made. Even when as her career advanced and she got to like Naked to the World and Ivory, and she was messing with Soul to Soul, with Since Day
Yeah.
One and a couple of other things. Here's Looking at You and Just Us
Yeah.
Two, where she's clearly dealing with electronic textures. She still sounds like her.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She never
Always.
disappeared. And
Yeah.
Lover Girl
Even
was
even
just that was epic trying to get a pop hit.
yeah. It worked though. I mean,
It
it was
did.
a
It was
big
a
hit.
number 4 record. It did quite well. Thank you very much. But
Was
the
that the
funny
biggest hit?
thing is, yeah, it went top 5 pop. But the
Hmm.
funny thing is, Dre, nothing else did. She wasn't
Yeah.
here for the pop audience. That's not what she was there for. She was an
Yeah.
R&B audience. And frankly, and I've said this before in another episode of Slept On, the R&B audience is just fine. Thank you very much. There's no need to worry about crossing over. The
Right.
R&B audience, if enough of them buy your record, that's all that matters. And she
Yeah.
knew that.
You know what I've always wondered about Tina Marie?
Mm.
I wonder if she could have went the Madonna route and been successful or been as successful as Madonna. Because I remember Madonna, because my dad always tells me this. He told me that in the early 80s when Madonna first came out, she was actually getting played in a lot of black radio stations.
Borderline's an
And-
R&B song.
yeah, and he had said, I don't know if it was him or my uncle had mentioned that Don Cornelius had passed on signing her. Are you familiar with this story?
No, I hadn't heard that. Don
Or
Cornelius,
like
really?
apparently she auditioned for him and he passed on it or something, or he didn't bring her to he didn't connect her to the right people, and he later regretted that he didn't do that for Madonna.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how that would have worked.
yeah, I don't know
Because
either,
Don
but
Cornelius was such a complete control freak, and she was
yeah,
too. I
yeah,
mean, if you
yeah,
remember, I won't delve too far into this, but like Reggie
mhm,
Lucas is responsible for writing and producing Borderline for the most part.
okay,
Um, who co-wrote and co-produced The Closer I Get to You for Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack.
yeah,
So there's the line
yeah,
with James Mtume, but um, the story goes that she went in to record the record and he was doing what a producer's supposed to do and maintaining control.
hmm,
Um, but she wasn't happy with the way it sounded. And so she had
hmm,
Jelly Bean Benitez come in and add some more things to it and kind of change the record a little bit. It's at its core, though, if you really listen to it, it's an R&B song. And she
yeah,
sings it like it's an R&B record. And
yeah,
what's the other one? Lucky Star. It's an R&B
yeah,
record. It's an R&B
yeah,
dance record. That was the direction in which she was headed at that point. It didn't
yeah,
last as a
yeah,
result.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah. Though she did go back to it later with Human Nature and a couple of other things. And
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, she was cutting R&B at that point. So it makes perfect
yeah,
sense, really.
yeah. And that's why I've always wondered about Tina, if she had went that route, how that would have went for her.
Well, but Tina Marie was nobody's puppet. Like I don't
Yeah, that's true.
she was of like Madonna's not a musician, a traditional musician, the way that
No,
Tina
she's a
Marie
pop star. Yeah,
was.
she's yeah,
Yeah, and a good one. Like no shade to Madonna, but
yeah,
it's she's just not that. Like
yeah,
Tina will blow you away on a piano and then do the exact same thing on a guitar. Thank you very
yeah.
much.
That is true.
And she can arrange and she's an actual producer that knows how to do it. You know,
Yeah,
she had the whole package.
yeah,
She didn't need anything like that. She didn't need to be the entertainer that Madonna was because she had the musical chops.
yeah. Exactly. That is
And
true.
she directed her entire career from beginning to end with only one little misfire on the Goonies soundtrack. Otherwise, like she kind of nailed otherwise. So yeah,
Oh my
she
goodness,
had it like
man.
that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, my second pick was Casanova Brown.
All right.